Hello, I'm John Hartledge, and welcome to my channel. Today, same grape, two countries. Same grape, Riviera. Let's chat wine. So I did say Riviera. So same grape, two different names, even though on the French bottle they used the Italian name for the grape, Vermentino, but from France they call the grape Rolle, R-O-L-L-E, Rolle. And of course from Italy it is Vermentino. So I have two right about the same price point, $15, $16. And really fun, I did say Riviera, so Italian Riviera is actually northwest Italy. So this area, Colli di Luni, actually straddles two major provinces. It straddles Tuscany on the north end and Liguria. And this is all on that western, northwestern coast of Italy on the Mediterranean. And here we go, French Riviera from Provence, so southern France. An interesting thing about this wine, very lively, very zesty. From France, it's a lot different from the whites that are usually used in south of France. In the south of France, they typically use Viognier, Marsanne, Grenache Blanc. I had a past episode on Grenache Blanc. Much heavier whites, and this is much more of a lively style, more delicate. Now, alcohol by volume. Lately, it's been working really well when you have dry whites to say, okay, 13%, 13.5%, so we're going to try the Italian first, then we'll go to the French. Very interesting. It's all really connected. Think, Roman soldiers settled in France. They started in Italy. And it's very interesting how all of those traditions and centuries of traditions start to kind of coalesce. Of course, that grape is going to be produced. We're going to take some of their grape and they're going to produce it in the new area. So it's really, really, really cool. And I think it's really cool that Provence, you just don't usually think of, oh, there's Vermentino. Yeah, just by a different name. Think of Monastral is in Monastral in Spain is actually Mourvedre in France. Primitivo in Italy is Zinfandel in the United States. So you have these cool little tie-ins. Oh, that was easy to take off. Very nice. Again, the capsule came off beautifully. Looks like we have real cork here. I can't quite tell on the Vermentino till we get it opened. And I have a little fruit today. Now they're always saying, it's so funny, buy on fruit, sell on cheese. Well, I'm not buying the wine, I already have it. I am evaluating, but it's always fun to have a little fresh fruit, especially since you have the wine like Vermentino, which is perfect for summertime. You think deck, nice for refreshing little slice of apple. And of course, my little lemon water, again, very Italianate, cleanses the palate. Keeps everything nice and clean for me to really evaluate, okay? Because they're not that inexpensive, $15, $16. That's not a cheap wine. But okay, so this cork is a composite. So they've taken cork material and recycled the cork into a composite. That's nice. So we don't expect any effect from that. Again, neutral. Here we're going to check for corkiness because it looks like we have a real cork. But now that I put the corkscrew in, there's a possibility that we have a polymer composite. So let's see. Extra height there. There we go. Then we use that lever to get down on that. It looks like, yes, very realistic looking cork, but it is a composite. So again, we expect wine. Got a fun little winey kind of fruit, already feeling that pear kind of flavor profile from that. Very nice. So we're going to taste this guy first, and then we're going to go to that. So not really a versus. I don't want to do, in this case, I really think this is a comparison more than a contrast because they're so alike. There's 100% Vermentino. So really the differences we're going to get are a little bit weather, This is northwestern Italy, so it's not the longest growing season. It does get a little chilly up there, and it's not too far from Piedmont and the Italian Alps. So it's not the hottest region, but it is beautifully influenced by the ocean, the Mediterranean. But the biggest differences are going to be soil and maybe a little bit of winemaking. This is all stainless steel fermentation. You want the cleanly, really clean, and you want to really accentuate the fruit from the perspective of the winemakers. Really nice, very easy on the palate. And let's see, I missed, so I'm definitely not putting that back in there. That's the chiller. That's why it splashed a little bit. Okay. Oh well, it happens, You're going to wine tasting, and you taste like 50 wines in a few minutes. You're trying to taste as many as you can, and you got to spit. If you consume all the wines, you're going to be on the floor. And once in a while, you hit the wine that you want to enjoy, so you swallow it, but the rest you're spitting, and you get in the zone, and it's liquid. Oh, it must be the spit bucket. No, actually, the chiller that had water and ice in it. This chiller, of course, is the clay pot, where I pour the water in for about a half an hour, get the water out, and the evaporation. I love the clay pot chillers. That evaporation actually acts as your thermal blanket, acting as a beautiful wine cooler to kind of keep the temperature. Oh, totally different Schnozzola. This is a totally different nose on this. This, much more delicate nose. Same kind of fruit profile, but very light nose. Almost neutral, where here, wow, lime citrus, and almost grapefruit. Wow, almost like Sauvignon Blanc. Wow. And even a touch of sweetness with the higher alcohol percentage. There's this sweet grapefruit. Really, really fun. I have a hard time deciding between the two. I have to say, I'm going to go with seafood with this, particularly because it feels a little drier on the palate. It's a little more delicate. Seafood here. Here you've got acidity to cut through a little bit of a cream sauce, and you could go to maybe a seafood that you would have like a mahi-mahi, where you'd have some of that mango fruit. But I wouldn't be afraid of a fruit type of a accoutrement to go with your food with this one. But really fun, subtle difference between these two wines. And now, after having the apple, so fruit on the deck, melons. Let's see. Nice. The apple actually dried the wine up a little bit, but there's this cool. Oh, wow. It's so hard to find wines that actually taste really good with fruit. Usually you take the fruit, you have a little cheese, a little creaminess. Wow, that's really cool. I love them both. I think very successful. I have to say, I'm leaning towards the French. Just an overall experience. And that's not to take anything away from this beautiful example of Vermentino from a classic region in Italy. But I think between the two, if I had to do a versus, I know I wasn't going to do a versus. I'm human. What are we going to do? I think I'd go French. But both very nice. Don't hesitate, especially again, like we talked about the food. Subscribe, sip, and share. Yeah, let's go with this one. Come back and see me again. And let's chat wine.